Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It's been a week since we were last here. I went on a trip and I front loaded YouTube with a whole bunch of videos to go out over the course of a week. And every day I looked at it, it was like no views, no views, no views, no views, and I was like, wow, how so crushingly disappointed. I don't know why the algorithm will not show my content to other people. I haven't the foggiest. I don't know why YouTube hates me. I don't know what I did to YouTube, but yeah, we're back. All right. Give me a second to read over everything you put in the chat before we got started. That's right. Some of chat went to Ireland, while all I did was go down to the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of Mexico. But I had a fantastic trip. It was honestly one of the better trips I've ever taken. It was my, because I cuss every nanosecond. Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of too. The algorithm probably is not too happy with my cursing, but I'll live. So how was your trip? Did I go to Texas? No, I stayed in Alabama, and then we touched a few times. We went in and out of Florida, being in the Panhandle right there. We went down to Gulf Shores, which is in Alabama, Orange Beach again in Alabama, and then you cross over a big bridge and you're in Florida, closer to Pensacola. So we didn't go too deep into Florida this time. The funny thing is, we all of the beaches in Alabama, you have to pay for parking. So, and you cannot pay for part, compartmental parking. Like you can't just pay for a few hours or something. You have to pay $15 to park, and then your ticket is good until midnight of that day. So if you get there at like 10 o'clock at night, you're paying $15 parking. But the beach itself is at least open 24 hours a day. In Florida, you have free parking at the beaches, but they're dusk to dawn beaches. You have to leave when the sun goes down. We stopped at a Buc-ee's on the way back somewhere in southern Alabama. It was my first time being to Buc-ee's, so it was a trip. It was chaos in there. Absolute chaos, let me tell you. You could probably tell by looking at my face, though. I got plenty of sun. Um, we got there later in the evening, almost towards dusk Sunday. And the first thing we did is go down to the beach, poked around, put our feet in the water, started looking for seashells. And then we went back, unpacked, got settled in. And then Monday started the grand adventure. We were pretty much on the go all week. We run around and did all the tourist stuff. We went to souvenir shops, went to the beach, went out to eat at restaurants. We played mini golf. We had a pretty great time. And it was the first time I'd ever been away from home more than a few days at a time. And it didn't bother me whatsoever. Maybe, see, I'm thinking maybe if I'd went by myself somewhere, I probably would have been hella bothered. But I had my friends with me, so it was fine. Still a little early in the season. The water was still very cold. Very, very cold. On the road trip, she stopped by the Buc-ee's. It was nice. They had a lot of different stuff in Buc-ee's. It's just, I don't know. It feels like there's nothing in there I couldn't get at any other like service station. You know what I mean? It was very clean and well kept, though. I give them that much. I think the appeal is just its size. if I'm being honest. But I recorded so much footage while I was down there and took so many pictures. I uploaded as many pictures as I could to Instagram every night. I have all the footage on my computer now. I moved it over last night. So I'll have to slowly work on making a vlog, but it's going to be a fat one. It's going to be a lot heftier than the other vlogs I usually post. But yeah, I got Monday was our dedicated beach day. The second day we were there. Or was it Tuesday? It was either Monday or Tuesday. And I got pretty burned. I got pretty red. I didn't get a severe sunburn, but enough to like fuck up my nose. My nose is always where I take the most damage from sunburn. This car looks like the car in Roger Rabbit. 1984 will be the year we go off road. I guess we're in 1984. Depending on what month it is, I might not even be born yet. If this is spring or early summer, I wasn't born yet. A surprising lack of sea creatures down there. I thought I saw a jellyfish. But I can't be sure. The second jellyfish I thought I saw turned out not to be a jellyfish. It was something else. I posted all that to Instagram. You did touristy stuff too. Went on bus tours. Last day went to the pub. Amazing Irish cuisine. I don't really know much about Irish cuisine. I'll be honest with you. Apparently, I don't know much about American cuisine. Other than hot dogs and hamburgers. No, I literally got a Monster energy drink and got nothing else while we were there. Everybody else got breakfast food, but it was super early and I just didn't want to put any food on my stomach. I also ran out of, that's the thing, like, I ran out of money by fucking Wednesday. Like, the shops down there, like grocery stores and stuff like that, it cost more or less about the same as it does up here back home. What really gets you on trips down to the beach, the souvenir shops were expensive, of course. I ended up not really buying anything other than a magnet. But I tell you what eats your money, the restaurants. And I don't mean fast food places. I mean like local establishments. Woo! That was insanity. You unfortunately didn't catch him, Mr. Mime. You know what's weird to me? There's hardly any Pokemon Go stuff down there towards the beach. It feels like a wholly disconnected world down there. Everybody's walking around in flip-flops and bathing suits, doing the tourist stuff, you know. All the locals are just going about their everyday life, getting up, going to work. There's a surprising lack of like any Pokestops, any gyms. There were a handful. We went into a park at one point in Florida, one of the national parks there on the beach, and there were a handful of Pokestops and gyms there, but along the main strip that runs along the coast, there was hardly anything. No water types. No, see, I don't think Pokemon Go works the way everybody thinks it does or like it should. Because I was getting the same Pokemon that I was getting back home. A lot of that may have to do with the fact that they're running an event, but they're always running an event in Pokemon Go anymore. So I didn't play much of it. I turned it on every once in a while, but it was really pointless to try and play Pokemon Go down there. It really was. Really was. Honestly, I really didn't have much time for it either. I mean, we stayed hella busy. So there really wasn't much time for Pokemon Go, and I also really just didn't have the desire to play much Pokemon Go. Just walk on the beach barefoot. Yeah, that's what I did. I always walk on the beach barefoot. Flip flops are super annoying on the beach because you're just getting sand trapped between your shoe and your foot. I wore my tennis shoes out though, walking in general, just being down there, like walking through all the shops and all the places we went. I'm gonna have to buy a new pair of shoes here in a few days. I'm gonna have to go to town tomorrow and run errands, so I'll probably get some new shoes then. I don't know. I wore my sneakers out. But it was a great trip. Um, any fears that I had before I went, because like I said in the last episode, I did experience a little bit of cold feet the day or two before we left. Nah, none now. I don't think I'll ever have cold feet on another trip. I think from now on, my first reaction is going to be like, oh, I'm invited to go on a trip? Hell yes. Let me pack my bags. I don't think I have anything to worry about. I did step out into the ocean. I went about knee deep. I didn't really go anything deeper than that. The water was just too cold, and I didn't feel like dealing with that. Um, Even though I do have thalassophobia, I'm not scared of the beach. I'm not scared of like getting in the water, period. I'll get in the water and swim around, splash around. I have no fear of that whatsoever. It was just too cold for my liking. Now, I'm not going to swim way out. Hell no. But I will get in the water. About to say tennis shoes on the beach. No. I didn't wear the tennis shoes on the beach. I wore them out from all the walking we did in the various shops and towns that we went to. I decided not to take my Switch 2 with me. I left it at home. But I did take my Switch with me, and I played it a little bit each night, working on Pokemon Leaf Green. Because I didn't have much downtime. So that was a smart choice. It would have just been packing extra stuff for no reason. I got home around noonish yesterday, but I decided not to stream or do anything. I decided to just kind of decompress. Um, I did dump all of the footage that I took from my hard drive, from my external hard drive that I took with me. I dumped all that on my computer, and then I'll work on that later today. Tomorrow, we're going to be back on our Pokemon kick. We got to play Pokopia one time. So we are going to be back on Pokopia tomorrow. I also need to get back on Majora's Mask, as well as that Pokemon Red playthrough and Pokemon Silver. A lot of Pokemon, a lot of Pokemon. Um, I've got some soul searching to do about our Patreon because we're back down to just 2 members of the Patreon, and it kind of feels like I'm playing to no audience doing the Patreon stuff. But I hate to give it up and not do it because it's charity, you know. I have to talk to everybody and see how they feel. I just wish I was a little bit bigger of a YouTuber. It doesn't help that I don't have a big audience on YouTube or even an audience. I mean, I have you guys. You guys are good to me. You guys watch the streams and my videos, but like my videos never really, they don't clear like 10, 20 views. That last vlog I put up did, though. I will say that. That last vlog I put up did very well. It was like 54 views, I think. So that was nice. I like these little trips, though, because, well, this wasn't a little trip, this was a big trip. They really helped reset my mentality, and they really helped put life and the whole world in a bigger, more broad perspective. It helps me get out of my bubble, which, don't get me wrong, I like my bubble, but I think it might be time for the bubble to burst. I think it's time to start making some new plans. New plans. I'm thinking heavily about moving now. I can't just pick up and move today or tomorrow, but maybe down the road, that's a life goal I set up for myself. Because I kind of want to be closer to Tyler so we can hang out and do stuff. Regardless, I need to move from here because I live in a black hole of a town. I don't know why anybody would live here on purpose. Sucks. I don't know how long it'll take us to finish cleaning this place. Probably 2 or 3 more episodes, if I had to guess. This place is huge. Move to Texas. See, the heat's not what bothers me. Texas, it would be their politics. Texas is in my like top 3 fuck off states. Florida, Texas, and whatever the third most red state is. Because it gets to over 100 degrees here in the summer. The heat I'm used to. I grew up with about the same temperatures you did, you know. I'm used to it being 90 degrees every summer. That doesn't bother me at all. At all. I tell you what's ironic being a big fat guy. The cold. I don't like the cold. Oh, now yeah, that's absolutely true. Texas is a very beautiful state. Living costs I've heard are a little on the low side, so you can kind of move to Texas and be okay, like as a middle class. Um, with like middle class income, you should be like even lower middle class income, you should be fine. Don't get me wrong. Anytime I speak ill will of a state, it is strictly their politics. It has nothing to do with the people or how beautiful the state is or what attractions they might have, you know, stuff for you to go do. No, 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 no. Trust me. There are, however, a few states that don't really have any merit for me personally to visit. Like, I couldn't give you an example off the top of my head, but maybe some of the plain states that are nothing but farmland as far as the eye could see. You know, like what is there to do in Kansas? Does Kansas have any like touristy stuff I could go to? I doubt it. Nevada seems like a barren wasteland of nothing. I mean, there's Reno, there's Vegas, but outside of those two attractions, like honestly, what you gonna do in Nevada? Walk in the desert? I recently learned that Alabama has the most trees on the East Coast after I think Maine and 1 or 2 other states. Alabama surprisingly beats out all of its sister states around it: Tennessee, Mississippi, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, South Carolina, North Carolina. Like Alabama, we have a shit ton of like forest preserves and reserves that they're not allowed to cut trees down on. We have We're kind of like a green oasis, Alabama is. In a sea of like deforestation, Alabama's like a safe haven. We have a lot of parks here. We have a lot of national forests here. We have mountains, waterfalls. We have so much shit here. It's just unfortunate that it's a fucking red state. But she is a beautiful one. But I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't see much down there in the way of like endemic life. I saw pelicans, seagulls, that kind of thing, but I didn't really see any sea life. And again, it could just be because it's the off season. It's not summer, it's not spring. The waters are still pretty cool. They haven't had time to warm up yet. So that could be the leading cause. Tiffany found a sand dollar, a live one. We put it back in the water. So that was fun. You will spend your 21st birthday in Vegas? Do it. I say do it. You sell sand dollar for $1? I don't know. Probably. Sand dollars are fickle though. They die so easy. I don't know anybody that would want one. They die if you look at them funny. The drive down was really nice. The drive up back home was really nice too. The only time that it rained overnight one time while we were asleep. What's funny is I thought the weather was going to turn ugly there for a minute. I don't remember what night it was, but I did stay up late one night watching the weather live on the internet to make absolutely sure we weren't going to get got because Baldwin County and Mobile County are the two southernmost counties in Alabama, and they were giving out this as the storms came from Mississippi over into Alabama and across the state line. They were issuing. At one point, we were watching like 5 tornado warnings live, back to back to back, stacked right like next to each other in a squall line that was coming through. So I stayed up one night and watched that. Luckily, without the daytime heating, 2 a.m., storms tend to die in intensity, so they ended up canceling all the warnings. The storms fell below severe limits, so I shut down my laptop and went on to bed. I woke up and it was like clear blue skies. The rain had come and gone, and it was noticeably colder. I guess that would have been either Tuesday night into Wednesday or Wednesday night into Thursday because Tuesday, I want to say, was our beach day, and it was very warm and pleasant when we went to the beach Tuesday. But that next day, after the cold front came through, it was chilly as hell outside. The sand was cold to walk on. The water was freezing. Yeah, we went super early. And I guess spring break is happening like last week, this week, next week. It varies from place to place. But seeing those images put in the Discord, I did. I saw those Ireland videos or pictures you posted. Oh my God, they were amazing. I do want to visit Ireland one day. I just don't know when I would get the opportunity to do it. My mom's side of the family comes from Ireland way back. I don't know how many generations ago. I still have no idea where the hell my dad's side of the family comes from. Nobody seems to know. Probably Germanic, given the fact that our name before we migrated to the States generations ago was Van Horn instead of Horn. So that should kind of tell you where we came from. Well, I don't know about all that. I feel like that might be comparing apples and oranges. I don't know that it's fair to compare anybody to Ireland. Ireland has the rolling hills, those beautiful cliff sides, all the green grass you could ever roll in and love. Ireland's one of the most beautiful places on earth. So it's kind of unfair to compare Ireland to anywhere else, or anywhere else to Ireland, I should say. It's one of the most picturesque places, like New Zealand. Why they filmed the Lord of the Rings movies there. We okay, nice. Oop, tackle this. Probably from the other side. Yep. We found the coolest Japanese import store while we were down there. I wanted to buy everything. You just don't know how cool that place was. Those large ass statues of Gordon Freeman, and they had that Vegeta statue. Those were really cool. Yeah. One day I do hope to go to Japan. I don't know when that's going to be, but I want to go. It could be sooner rather than later if I had a decent amount of income instead of the little piddly amount we get paid now. I did drink a ton of coffee on this trip. Have you tried Dave's Hot Chicken? I don't know what that is, so probably not. Um, yeah, I ended up drinking a cup a day. I'd always drink a cup of coffee maybe 10 ish minutes before we went out to do stuff. So I was able to keep up. I went, from a practically super sedentary lifestyle to being on my feet all day walking for, pretty much 6 days in a row. My calf's got a hell of a workout, let me tell you. I lost a lot of water weight on that trip too. I went down there super bloated and lost that shit in like a day or two. See, every trip that I take for the past few years, and I remember, I used to not, I haven't left the house and went anywhere in like 20 years. You know what I mean? I have not taken a vacation in over 20 years. So, taking that trip in 2024, then again last year, and now in 2026, it's really opening up my mind. It's really kind of helping me reconnect. I feel like I might have been a little feral before. I was thinking about that too. All the shit I've ever said on this YouTube channel over the past 9 years has come from a place of me just being like a feral, antisocial shut in. God knows the scary shit I've probably said over the past 9 years. Ooh. Every trip helps. Every trip I do a little bit better. No, that costs money. Money I have. Also, I do have responsibilities. I don't get up and work a 9 to 5 job. True. But every day I get up and I work on the YouTube stuff and the Twitch stuff. I go to town. I run errands a lot of the time through the week. I'm constantly cleaning a house of 5 people who don't really look after themselves or clean in behind themselves. Grown ass adults. I'm doing most of the chores around here. Like sometime this week, I have to mow the front yard, the backyard. Tomorrow, I need to go to the post office and go to the grocery store. And I've got laundry. I had to do laundry last night. I washed all the stuff from my trip. And, just every day, like at this point, I'm a full time homemaker. Um, at pretty much. I do get paid a little bit through Twitch. So I do. That's why I keep streaming on Twitch like daily because I am getting paid to stream on here. That's kind of a job. It's not much, but it's money. So I keep plugging away. But I am ready to find something like new and out of the house. The work from home thing is fun, but I don't know. I'm kind of ready to find something out of the house. Oh. But I mean, yeah, I have a lot of free time, more than most people. That is true. You are absolutely correct there, sir. But I don't know. I don't know what to do with me life. That was one of the things I was saying before I left. Like, I don't know what I want to do. So I might just do whatever. Oh my lord, look at this. Oh, there's a whole area up here that's cankered and cranky. No. No. Yes. Welcome, ma'am. Keep an eye on the stream today for me and let me know if you have any viewing issues. That's what we're trying to decide right now. The other day, Thomas and Lewis were telling me that they couldn't watch the stream. It was really laggy when I was doing Pokopia. And then I Googled it after the stream. Apparently, Twitch doesn't guarantee that the user has the ability to change their the quality of the stream unless you're partnered. So since I'm not partnered on Twitch, I get the scraps. If there happens to be server space, then you can. Otherwise, it just defaults to whatever the source of the stream is and you can't change it. If that's the case, we may end up just switching to YouTube full time so people can actually watch the stream. Because that is ridiculous. Wait, how did I get this so clean? We're over halfway there. We're 56%. Oh, I see. It's because I was able to stand on this thing. Okay. It's working perfect now. Oh God, yeah. I'd hate to see the server costs that YouTube and Twitch burn through every day. TikTok too. I have to imagine it's insane. Okay, Mr. Ladder. I need you to come with me. Grody. Look at that. Look how filthy. There we go. Remember how to rotate it. Tomorrow we return to Pokopia. Tomorrow we'll play some Pokopia and some Fire Red. And then I think maybe Tuesday we'll be back on Majora's Mask. That's my plan. Your TikTok. Twitch actually loses money for Amazon every year. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Like on top of the whole like Prime memberships, like Amazon pays you every time you give somebody a Prime membership. That comes out of their pocket. They operate Twitch at a loss every year, which I'm really surprised they do that. That baffles me. That goes totally against the principles of capitalism, you know. I don't know. Unless they're trying to play a long game. I don't know. It's just unusual for a major company to operate at a loss. I'm surprised Twitch is still a thing. I'll be 110% with you here. I can't believe Twitch has lasted for as long as it has. YouTube does what Twitch does better. I don't know why everybody stays on Twitch. I stay on Twitch because it's where I monetize. It's how I make me money. But I don't understand. I guess that might be the same for other people too. Hell, I don't know. Because if you ask me if I prefer Twitch or YouTube, it's going to be YouTube. YouTube's my home platform. I don't know why the hell you'd willingly stay on Twitch unless it's monetization. Why I'm here. Hell, I thought about just doing Kick. I have the same problem on, I started to say Instagram. I have the same problem on Twitch that I have on YouTube. I have all these followers that never watch. I really wish there was a way to remove accounts like that. Wish there was a pruning feature. I really do. I would I would rather be able to go in and prune people who aren't watching my stuff than just have those the subscriber count. Don't do kick, it's Twitch's live streaming is better than YouTube. Well, I'm speaking like from tools and stuff like that. Like, well, maybe you know what? I guess I should say it's yeah. I'll say it's a matter of opinion. I won't say which one is better inherently. I'll just say that I prefer YouTube over Twitch when it comes to streaming and stuff. I don't know. At the end of the day, I guess I don't really have a dog in that fight. But I'm monetized on Twitch. I'm not monetized on YouTube, so. And while I don't really give two shits about the monetization, when I get paid out on Twitch, it helps us buy new games to keep streaming, so. I don't know. It is what it is, I suppose. Nice. Oh, shit. We're doing a hell of a job today. Getting this bad boy. Look how nice this bad boy looks already. Who wants to know your TikTok For You page? I'd hate to see everybody's For You page. I bet it's a catastrophe. I'm having a problem lately with Instagram. Instagram won't quit showing me porn. And I don't know why that's allowed. What it is these fucking AI accounts that won't go away. I don't know how to get them to stop. And it's not that I'm a prude or anything. I just don't want those ads showing up on my Instagram. There's a time and place for everything. Instagram's just not, it ain't it. That ain't the place. I thought I would see more deer on the way down there or on the way back. I didn't see any deer whatsoever. That's strange. I didn't see any. We saw the usual cows in the various farm pastures that we crossed or drove by, but no deer. It was weird being away from our pets for an entire week, I can tell you that. Where we stayed, there were no animals. No dogs, no cats, nothing. That felt weird. That felt weird. Well, see, that's typically what my For You pages are across the internet. my Instagram, Threads, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, all that stuff. Like if you go, you're going to find Pokemon, Nintendo stuff, gaming. You're going to see wilderness videos, people vlogging. You're going to see, what else? You can see a ton of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World content. That's the kind of stuff you see in my feeds across social media. But for whatever reason, Instagram sticks out like a sore thumb. Um, and it's not even the for you stuff. It's not like the suggested accounts. Anytime Instagram suggests accounts to me, it's harmless accounts that I would probably look in anyway. Again, more Pokemon stuff, more Jurassic stuff. But the ads, it's the ads specifically on Instagram that are adult themed, and I don't know how to get it to stop. I've deleted the app, deleted the cookies. I've went in, I've set all of my advertisement preferences. I've even tried playing around with Google. Like I thought, okay, well, Instagram, what if I open Instagram on my desktop computer? It's going to read all the cookies of anything I've Googled across time and space. It's going to tailor the ads for me. And I thought, okay, well, I need to wipe that and maybe get, reset the ad algorithm or whatever on Instagram. I did all of that. I did everything humanly possible. I Googled it. I talked to the fucking, I don't use ChatGPT anymore. I use the Google one, whatever that's called. I talked to the AI bot. I had it walk me through the whole process of how to set my stuff up and get rid of the ads that I don't want to see. Nothing fucking worked. It is just dystopian, and I don't know what to do other than just completely delete my account and make a new one. And I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not doing that. I spent way too much time building up my Instagram and putting all those pictures on there just to start over from scratch. It ain't happening. I'll just have to live with it. And it's funny because my phone's not password protected or locked, and I leave my phone laying around all the time at my house, at other people's house. Anybody could just pick up my phone and look through it. I open Instagram and stuff in public all the time and scroll through my feeds. I don't want to be sitting in a doctor's office or something somewhere scrolling Instagram and boom, there's an inappropriate ad that I didn't ask for. I don't know how to get it to stop. Your For You page is composed. Dumb guys going out in public with meta glasses praying. Yeah, I saw it. I saw something earlier about places banning those meta glasses. I didn't take the time to read the full article, but places may start banning the glasses, the smart glasses. I kind of think that's just the nature of living in the new world in the future. There's no expectation of privacy anymore. Not only is there a security camera everywhere you go out in the general public, but everybody's walking around with a camera phone in their hand. And now we'll have to contend with drones recording you from the sky and people having cameras on their glasses. Just do what I do. Assume that you're being recorded 24 hours a day. That's what I do. If I leave the house, I just assume I'm on camera somewhere. Now, I'm not as bothered about it as other people because I'm on camera all the time doing this anyway, so it doesn't bother me. But it really tends to bother some people who say it's a privacy issue. But, like, there's nothing you can do about that. like companies are going to use your location. They're going to start looking at traffic cameras, looking at like security footage of you at the library, and they're going to start using AI to build a profile on every citizen around the world, where you go, what you do, where you work, where you vacation, who you spend time with, and they're going to build like a universal advertisement profile on you. And then of course that'll be co-opted and used by law enforcement, um, which I care less even more about that. I get it. It's a privacy issue. And the only way that I think I would really be concerned if it dipped into Minority Report territory. We're arresting you for pre-crime. I haven't done anything. No, it's what you're going to do, not what you've done. That is where I would start having an issue. But I haven't done anything. Well, yes, but Tuesday you went to Starbucks and you ordered this coffee that you've never ordered before. Then you went over to Books A Million and bought a book about guns that you've never done before. You've never had an interest in guns before. Based on our profile and based on your activity in the past few weeks, we deem you to be a threat. That would be my concern about mass surveillance. Like, preemptively stopping me without any hard evidence that I've done anything wrong. Now, surveillance is good for stopping terroristic events, threats, crime, stuff like that. Like if somebody snatches a lady's purse on the subway and a security camera captures it and they track him down and arrest him, I'm fine with that level of surveillance. But like the pre-crime stuff is where I stop being okay with it. The only good I think that the pre-crime stuff would be good for are school shootings. That shit's totally out of control, and I wish that we could stop them before they happen, but I don't think you can. You're like, the issue there is like going to be mental health, not surveillance. But yeah, I don't know. Everybody got upsetty spaghetti at Discord because they wanted to age verify, and I'm over here like, okay, here's my ID, take it. What the fuck do I care? And I know that all my friends disagree with me on that, but like, it's inevitable. You can't stop what's coming. And I don't have the energy to bitch about it. I'd much rather enjoy what time I have left. But bitching's all we got. Okay, you can bitch. I'm not saying you shouldn't bitch. I think you should bitch. I think they need to know we're going down bitching about it. But like, I'm personally just not going to waste the time and the energy bitching about it, because I know there's not a goddamn thing I can do about it. Have you seen these grocery stores that operate based on camera? You go in, it records everything you put in your basket, and then it just charges your card automatically. That's insanity. And I don't know how I feel about that. On the surface, I don't really think I care. I think I kind of prefer that, honestly, to standing in a line for 20 minutes. Are Twitch ads the same for all viewers? That I don't know. The amount of time watching the ad, yes. What ad you get, I don't know. That I couldn't tell you. Because I can tell Twitch like how many ads to run while I'm streaming, but it doesn't ask me what kinds of ads I want run. So you as a streamer, my audience might end up like watching, I don't know, a political ad or somebody that I don't support, or you might see some sort of ad for some video game I don't like. You know, there's no telling. I don't watch Twitch. I only stream there. So I don't see Twitch ads. I couldn't tell you anything about it. When I did used to watch Twitch, I always either used ad blockers are strictly watched people's VODs with ad blockers on. I honestly don't know what ads on Twitch look like because I never bothered to watch. But yeah, other than souvenir shops, they more or less had the same stores down there that they have anywhere else around here. Um, it was really nice living down there. Like, I would love to live down there. It was practically paradise. They had so many amenities. All of their cities were clean. Um, you could tell they cared about the way their facilities looked, the way that their towns looked. They put a lot of time, money, and care to make sure the roads weren't falling apart. It was really nice. Alabama's Gulf Coast area is really, really nice. Even the Florida Panhandle area that we tiptoed into and out of was really nice. We didn't drive through a billion potholes. The stores were clean. We That's the other thing I was bitching about yesterday. I didn't have to smell constant marijuana smoke. I didn't have to listen to a lot of tub thumping music. I didn't deal with a lot of revved up engines. I didn't deal with a lot of people scream talking on their front lawn. All of the annoyances of living up here in central Alabama and living in my neighborhood specifically. Um, I didn't have to deal with any of that bullshit on the trip. It was such a pleasant vacation from reality. Guess what? You gifted a subscription. Just kidding. Ha 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 ha. I love that you can make it look like that and not actually do it. It is. I've seen people do that in other chats, and I giggle every time. But I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on Twitch, but I'm going to say it anyway. Don't spend your money on me on Twitch. It's not worth it. Now, if it were more than just you guys watching me, like if we had 5 or 10 people up in here buying Twitch subscriptions, I'd probably say, yeah, please, spend some money. But at this point, if you were ever to give me money, I'd rather you give it on Patreon where we can give it to charity. Ads. You got David Beckham ads. Hoover Phone Company offering interactive roaming plans on the beach. Those are decent ads. Those feel like non-offensive ads. They know you just bought a new phone. They're aware. They know. They know. The only thing about the whole trip is that we did not get an opportunity to ride the Ferris wheel. I'm a little bummed about that. We had planned to do it, but Tiffany ended up getting sick and had to go to urgent care. Urgent care is a bag of dicks, let me tell you. They went to urgent care, and urgent care was an asshole. So they ended up just walking out and going to an actual doctor's office that was willing to see her. She ended up getting like a bacterial infection in her throat, and we don't know if it's from something she ate. She had eaten some shrimp that like cut one of her tonsils, and we think that that's where the bacterial infection came from. She had woken up like at 5 a.m. one morning. It was like, I can't do this. I need to go to the doctor. So Tyler took her to see somebody and they gave her antibiotics, and she came home, took a nap, and was right as rain. Which I was so relieved. I really was going to be super bummed if she was sick for the rest of the trip and couldn't enjoy herself or do anything. I would have ruined it for me too. I couldn't in good conscience go out and do stuff knowing she was laid up in bed. I wouldn't have been able to enjoy anything. I'd have felt like a prick. But um, we did go mini golfing, which was fantastic. That was a hell of a lot of fun. I think I played mini golf or putt golf once as a child, like under the age of 10. So it's been that many years. Tyler says it's somewhat of a tradition for them. They pretty much always end up playing putt golf when they take a trip like that every time. So they kind of do it as like a tradition. It was fun. We didn't do it when we went down back in 2024. But honestly, we were there for what, 2 days? We didn't have time. But yeah, that was hella fun. Fun in the sun, man. Fun in the sun. But we ended up being a little busy the last few days because of the bump in the road of her getting sick. But again, it was probably the best trip I've had. Ever. I expected to come home and I expected my pets to go crazy. Like, oh my God, we thought you was gone forever. We don't have time permanence. We're dogs. They didn't give a fuck. They really did not. The cat didn't care. The dogs didn't care. They're like, oh, hey, you're home. Let me sniff you for a while. They didn't get happy. They didn't like pummel me with tackles and kisses. No, nothing. They were totally indifferent. Little bastards. Yeah, you're probably right from earlier, though. The algorithm might be listening to all of my cussing and not showing me to a lot of people. I'm going to test that theory. Let's test that theory. I tell you what. Since AI combs everything we do anyway to listen to what we say, I will do a clean episode and see what happens. I will come in. I don't know what game we'll do it on, but I'm going to come in this week and I might do a full week. I might try and do a full week of clean episodes where I don't talk about anything adult related, no politics, no world news, nothing, that somebody my age would look at on the news every day. No cussing, no controversial topics. And I'm going to see if the algorithm notices, and I'm going to see if it'll start recommending me. If that's the case, I might tweak what I do on here just a hair. I'm thinking what I could do if that's the case is like the pilot episode of every game I play, we might do like a clean episode and then pick up on heavy cussing after that, because all I need is from one episode of each series to go viral and be shared by the algorithm. And people then will be like, oh, hey, this channel has a series on this game. They only need one episode. They can find the rest in the playlist. So I don't need every video of a playthrough to be viral. Just one. But we're going to do that this week. We're going to test that and see. I know it's not the actual game content, because the video that did go viral last year or the year before, was a James Bond video. That's a first person shooter. The only viral video I've ever really had was a first person shooter. So it's not, the violence doesn't stop the algorithm. It's got to be the cussing or something. But I don't know about that either. I get tons of viral videos in my For You section that's full of cussing. So I don't know. But I'm still willing to test that theory and find out. That will be interesting. Well, with that little vacation under my belt, that means that the next trip is Chicago. We'll be going to the Field Museum to see Sue the T-Rex and all the other amazing dinosaur fossils. And they have the Pokemon fossil exhibit now. The one that was exclusive to Japan. Oh, I'm going to take so many pictures and so much video footage. You guys are going to be so sick of seeing all that shit. I can't wait. No, I can't wait. I've never been that far north. I've never been that far away from home either. I've never left the South. I've never been to the northern part of the country. Oh, it's going to be fun taking my heavy accent up there. Now, I don't talk like this or nothing, but I still have a heavy southern accent. So even though I don't sound like a redneck, I still sound like a person from Alabama. They're going to clock me real quick. they're going to be like, hey, where are you from? You from Mississippi? Nah. Georgia? Nah. Alabama? Yeah. They're going to clock me so fast. It's hot as fire out here today. I don't know when we'll go. We were discussing it in the car on the way back, and Tyler and Tiffany have so many events and so much stuff planned for the rest of the year. It might end up being early spring of next year before the exhibit closes and moves on. I don't know. I'm waiting on them to find out. A lot of it relies heavy on our hotel arrangements too, you know. Being able to get a room. Because the museum itself is nothing. It's like maybe $30 to get in. That's nothing. I can do that standing on my head. Just, you know, the gas on the way there and on the way back. Food. I don't plan to buy any souvenirs unless they're selling some Pokemon stuff in the souvenir shop. So really, it's a very money light trip. It's not going to be expensive. Going to the beach will cost more than going up there. So it won't require a shit ton of money. Let's see. My Twitch app keeps saying reconnect. Did the stream dip? Or just the app? Have you guys been talking this whole time? So, all right, let's give it a second to reconnect. In the meantime, I can pour some soda over this ice. It doesn't say reconnecting in Streamlabs, so I don't think it's messed up. Hope not. I had a fun time. And like I've said before, this trip, like I said in the last episode, I've never been a man of direction. I've never really had a lot of goals in life other than just live easy, don't struggle too hard. But with the trips that I've been taking recently, it's really kind of inspired me, and it's lit a fire under me, and it's opened up a strong desire to go, get out, do stuff. And let me tell you, that's progress. That's healing. Because, like I said at the beginning of today's episode, if you look back at the 9 years that I've been on YouTube and you listen to a lot of the bitching, moaning, complaining, constant talking, like just miserable conversations that we've had and compare them to how things have been recently, it's night and day. Night and day. And the funny thing is, a lot of people on YouTube that I've watched over the years talk about their various issues with depression or whatever else they might have going on, but none of them put any work into solving their issues. They don't do anything about it. I can't tell you how many vlogs I've watched over the years from YouTubers who sit around and whine about their lot in life, but don't do anything to better themselves, don't do anything to work on their mental health. I couldn't I couldn't live that way. Now you might not have seen a hell of a lot of progress over the course of 9 years on my channel, but I promise you, I have worked non-stop over the years on my mental health. Every day I'm working on that shit to make it better for myself. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm quite proud of the progress I've made. And I'm not going to let anybody take that away from me. You sons of bitches. Wait, is this the same? Wait a minute. Okay. Thought I saw some blue smudges. And I have been thinking about our Fallout and Skyrim playthrough. Been weeks now since we last touched on them. And I don't want to do that thing we always do with Skyrim where we play it a little bit, then don't touch it for 2 years. So I do need to get back on Skyrim. Originally, I'd been doing Skyrim Saturdays and Fallout Sundays. I think I'm going to go back to that next weekend. Because that had been working for us up until now. Up until recently. Tell you what fucks me over the most is my sleep schedule. Nothing screws me up more in life than having a messed up sleep schedule. It's been the hardest thing in my life to control over anything else that I got going on. The sleep schedule's been the hardest damn thing to maintain. Hardest damn thing to maintain. And a lot of it's because when it gets late and it's time to start settling in, I can't shut down and go to sleep and admit the day is over. I start feeling like, sad, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe I didn't do enough during the day. I'm not tired enough. I start feeling like I get every day is the same syndrome when I'm trying to go to bed at night. You know what I mean? The routine and monotony of everyday life it becomes soul crushing at bedtime. And I always have a problem shutting down and going to sleep. Most people come home at the end of the day, decompress, climb into their warm beds, and drift slowly off to sleep and have the most wonderful sleep. That doesn't work for me. Not only will my ADHD brain sit there and think about everything I've ever done and said wrong, every embarrassing moment I've ever had, and every woe that I have going on, it will worry about all of the future stuff. Like, what are you going to do for this? What are you going to do for this? What are you going to do for this? ADHD brains are very hard to get to go to sleep. They won't shut the fuck up. If you had the tiniest worry about something in your life, ADHD brains at bedtime are going to take that random worry and that random thought, and they're going to amplify it times 100 and make you extremely anxiety ridden and paranoid before bed. And I've dealt with that my entire life. Even as a kid, I was dealing with that nonsense. So no, I've always struggled to go to bed. The only comfort that I ever found, and the only way I ever found to get around that, was staying up all night and going to bed at 5 a.m. Something about hitting that 5 a.m. bedtime, like it kind of calms my ADHD brain, because my brain's like, okay, well, you stayed up all night, you had your peace, you didn't have to go out into the world and pretend to be normal and try to act how you think everybody wants you to act. You had a full night or a full day of being yourself and being, with your quirks and whatever. And now you can lay down and go to sleep. You have my permission. So that's how my brain works. And it's fucking exhausting. They put graffiti on this one too. Come on, people. Come on, love. Why you got to do me dirty like that? That's the same poster from over there. It's the same advert. And I don't know what trip I'll take after the Chicago Museum trip. I don't know. I know that we have Iceland in 2028. I'm super nervous and excited. I've never left the country before. And Iceland's one of the most magical places on earth. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Oh, so nice. Oh, so nice. Don't forget the moon. Yes, we're going to the moon. 2030, everybody. Going to the moon. It's decided. Mars in 2040, moon in 2030. Look for the vlogs. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see all the pictures. I would go to the moon if I could. I'd love to go to the moon. I'd go in a heartbeat. I'd be afraid to go on any of our current rockets. Those have such a high failure rate and explosion rate. But if they could make one that don't explode, I'd go to the moon. I'd be tickled pink to go to the moon. I fucking love space. I'm gonna make a poster that says "Get Chozo Lore to the Moon 2030." Ooh, did you hear that the company, the studio, the developer, Mercury Steam, I think that's their name, the ones who made Samus Returns and Metroid Dread, might possibly be making a Super Metroid remake? How awesome would that be if that comes out and lines up with my 10th anniversary being on YouTube? It would just be too perfect. I wouldn't be able to stand how perfect that would be. But that's the rumors that's floating around. I do need to do a Patreon stream because we missed doing one on the 10th because I was out of town. We're going to get back on some Pokemon Black 2. We had taken a little bit of time to work on Minecraft, but this month we're going to work strictly on Pokemon Black 2. I'm going to try and push the Patreon a little harder this month. I need to do that, actually. I need to post that in the Discord today and see if we can get any new people. Post it on Threads, maybe. Yeah, an official remake of Super Metroid from the same company that made Metroid Dread. Could you imagine? It would just be too perfect. Too doggone perfect. Too dadgum perfect. Well, now I can't stop thinking about the cursing thing on the algorithm. I wonder if me saying like welcome back or stuff like that tells the algorithm, well, he's doing a long series. Let me not recommend one video out of a series. I wonder. I need to think about that. I need to see if that's how it works. I'll do that this week instead of saying welcome back on every episode. I'm gonna try and make the algorithm think it might be the only video of its kind. Because I know you can say stuff like, okay, today we're doing this. But if I say welcome back, well, no, I see plenty of vlogs that have tons of views that say welcome back to my channel or whatever. I don't know. I don't know why the algorithm hates me so much. It does not like me at all. I don't know what it could be other than the cussing. I'm not going to stop cussing, God damn it. I'd rather not do this at all than not be able to cuss. Ugh, the tracks are going to be the stupidest part of this. Also, what an Irish blog be. Well, I do hope to go to Ireland. So, you probably will get one day. Like I said, that is the motherland for a lot of white people in America. Like I said, I know that my mom's side of the family comes from Ireland. So, I do want to go there. We got to get that moon blog, though. I do want to visit some of the other countries too. Like I want to visit Italy. I want to visit a ton of different European countries. Norway, Sweden, Poland's great. Just a lot of, the UK itself there. We'll go to Scotland, Ireland, England. I mean, all of those countries, all of those territories are on my wish list for places to visit. Absolutely. Um, China, maybe. Russia would be nice if you could go there without getting murdered. Um, the Philippines, Taiwan, Malaysia, those places are nice as well. Australia would be great. I don't know where the hell I would go in Africa. I honestly don't know anything about Africa. Egypt, would love to see, but I hear that there's not much to see other than the pyramids. I don't know how true that is. I don't know a ton about South America. I know we got Lewis. Lewis lives down there. We could go visit him. I did say I don't really think I care that much about visiting Canada anymore. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I would do in Canada. And that's not a slight at Canada. We're on the same continent. What do you got that I don't have down here? You know what I mean? More pine trees, more wilderness. I don't really know what I would see in Canada. Alaska, maybe. Hawaii, abso-fucking-lutely. I need to go to the Jurassic Park ranch out there and take pictures and visit where they film the movies. I guess Mexico is shot to hell. Rip Mexico. Costa Rica's nice. We could go to Costa Rica. As far as Central America is concerned. Fuck the Middle East. Never. Never the Middle East. That place can go to hell. Give a fuck. And then, of course, Japan's got them all beat. I don't know. I'll go just about anywhere. I don't care. The world is a big, beautiful place. I'll go just about anywhere. Except the Middle East. Oh, yeah. Russia has some really great architecture. Oh, and North Korea, but I feel like that's a no-duh. I feel like that goes because South Korea is wonderful. I would visit South Korea in a heartbeat. North Korea can go fuck itself. But I think that's a given. I don't think you have to specify North Korea is a no-go. North Korea and the Middle East are no-goes for me. Never. Ever, ever, ever. Never, ever, ever. Never gonna stop us now. And if the world is something lyric, don't remember them too well. Put you right here just to get you out of my hands. Okay, so other than the ceiling here, that's most of the wall areas. I think I got all of the wall areas. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I did all of the ceiling on this side too. Well, hell, that just leaves you, you shine bitch. Oh shit, it goes all the way down from here. I did not finish this area. But I think that is going to be today's episode of Power Wash Simulator. And I think we come back in next time. We'll begin work immediately on this ceiling area. And that more or less just leaves the tracks, which are going to be, I say they're going to be difficult, but honestly, it's just going to be a lot of running back and forth. No, I don't want to hit the 2 hour mark because I'm going to do other streams today. Like, this isn't the only stream I'm going to do. I want to end this at around an hour 30-ish, hour 40-ish, because that makes a pretty good episode for YouTube. It makes a long enough video for somebody to sit down and watch and listen to my conversation. But at the same time, it's not overly long, because when you get into 2 hour territory, that becomes a whole production, and that's asking for a lot of somebody's time. So I typically have been trying to hit the hour 30 mark with my videos on YouTube, but I will be streaming again today. So that'll just be the end of like Power Wash Simulator, Definitely coming back in and doing another game. But not before I go to the bathroom and finish off this drink. I'll go to Vietnam, there would be a lot of nail salons. I don't know. I don't really know that much about Vietnam. I'll visit it though. I hear it's really pretty. Like I said, I like going and learning about other cultures and visiting places. My only concern is that I'm an American, and Americans don't have the best reputation abroad in other countries, We come across as entitled, loud, egotistical police state, like capitalist empire dogs, and more agreeing I could not do with that sentiment. But there are some of us Americans that try to be as polite and kind to other people as humanly possible, because our morality is based on empathy and not some ancient fucking religious textbook. But it's nice to be back. Thank you, everybody, for showing up today and hanging out with me while I talk about the trip. Pretty great. I'm still learning the balance between what to just enjoy and be in the moment and what's like record vlog worthy. Still learning that. But, that's going to do it for this episode of Power Wash Simulator. I'll see you guys back here next time. Bye.